Hey, Aaron, congrats on the performance. Can you just talk about the start you guys got off to and, what that meant?
It meant a lot to us, just because we talk a lot about starting our offense with our defense. So I think that's one thing that we really tried to focus on coming into this game was getting defensive stops, getting 3 stops in a row so that we can get out in transition and score easy buckets on the offensive end.
Hey, Aaron, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wanted to ask you about Oquendo. Do you see that kind of high flying, getting to the hoops a lot on the practice gym, and what's it like to see it translate over like it did tonight in the game?
Yeah, that was the first thing we noticed about Kario when he got here was that he jumps out the gym. So anytime we were playing open gym in the summertime, I would just say, "Hey, run," and I'm gonna throw it up to you. And I know no matter where I throw it, he's gonna catch it and dunk it. So when you have somebody that athletic and that can run as fast as he can in transition, it's almost unstoppable.
Thank you.
Okay, next we're going to go to Jed May and then Chip Towers.
Yeah, Aaron, kind of following up on that hot start, y'all have trailed at halftime. Each of the first 2 games coming in tonight. Was that a point of emphasis, coming into tonight of, we're going to start hot and, try not to fall into a hole like y'all have the first couple games?
Yeah, like I said, we really focused on getting stops defensively. I know last game we got out to a hot start, but then at the end, it started to go the other way. So, when you get out to a good start like this, it helps us a lot with our confidence going forward. Those last couple games we had an uphill battle going into the second half, and this game we didn't have that pressure against us, and it just helped us play free.
Yeah, Aaron, with the opponent you have coming up Friday, I guess you'll get to savor this victory for about 5 more minutes. What is your familiarity with the Georgia Tech rivalry, and how much are you looking forward to taking on an ACC opponent?
Since I've been here, that's all I've been hearing about. When I saw that game on the schedule, everybody's been saying, "Hey, we have to win this game. We have to win this game." And that I know how important it is to these Georgia fans to get that win on Friday. So we're going to come out, give it our all, and do everything that we can to make that happen.
Okay, next we're going to go to Lance Mccurley and then Jack Matheson.
Hey, Aaron, talk about y'all's transition game tonight. And was it really a point of emphasis after, coming out and starting so hot and then you guys go cold for a little bit? Did that kind of help when y'all kind of freed up there at the end of the first half and start of the second to kind of, to pull away from a team like this?
Yeah, they battled really hard. They made a lot of tough shots, a lot of open threes just because we didn't get back in transition. That's something that we'll definitely have to work on going into next game. But when we did our job, we got back on defense in transition and we shut them out. We got easy buckets because our defense created our offense. And that's really what we're going to have to pride ourselves on the rest of this year if we really want to win at a high level.
Hey, Aaron, so you led tonight in points and assists. What does it mean to you to kind of have control of the offense and have your teammates have confidence in you?
Oh, it means a lot. Since I got here day one, Coach Crean really instilled that confidence in me. He told me when he recruited me, I want you to be the guy that runs the team, and be a vocal leader for these guys. And my teammates have really, helped me rise into that role, and they've really been behind me ever since day one. I really can't ask for a better coaching staff and a better group of guys that would instill that confidence in me.
Okay, next we're going to go to Drew Beale, Cole Acock, and we'll finish it off with Jared Smith.
Hey, Aaron, you guys had your highest point total of the season tonight, and your individual performance obviously had a lot to do with that. What was working out there offensively that helped you guys put points on the board?
I really think that it was the fact that we were just moving the ball. It wasn't sticking as much as the last couple games. We kind of made an emphasis to move the ball, get 3, 4, 5 passes, make the defense move, and we can get easy shots instead of forced contested shots. So I think that was really the difference in tonight's game, and it really helped me to get open shots. My teammates found me, and I was able to find them. So, it all works out when we all play together and do what we know we can do.
Yeah, Aaron, tonight, not only did you score the ball well, you scored it efficiently. You were 8 of 11 from the field. So just kind of talk about how much pride you take in just not only being able to score, but score efficiently.
That's definitely something that I try to take pride in. The first couple of games didn't reflect that. I had a couple off nights, but I knew eventually it would come back to me. And, it's just a matter of time. I wasn't my confidence didn't waver. I didn't feel like I couldn't score. I felt like eventually it would come back to me. And my teammates, like I said before, they really trusted me and they kept getting me the ball and making sure that I got open shots. So credit to them and, credit to the coaching staff.
Hey, Aaron, not only did you reach 1,000 career points tonight, but you also recorded your most points in a Bulldog uniform. Describe some of your emotions tonight and then some of your future goals as a Bulldog.
I really just try to play with passion every time I go out on the floor. If you ever just watch me, I'm always screaming whenever I do something. I'm screaming whenever Kario's dunking or, whenever my teammates are doing anything, So I think that's the biggest thing for me is just playing with passion. And, the other stuff will come as far as scoring points and getting assists and all those kind of things. But, as far as the whole season, I just want to continue to compete at a high level, win as many games as possible and make it to the NCAA tournament. I'm not really worried about individual statistics right now.
Okay. Thanks, Aaron. Congrats on 1,000 career points tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue tonight with Kario Oquendo. Ready to get started, Kario?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get started with Mike Griffith, and then we're going to go to Mark Weiser.
So, Carrie, how much when you're going up for a dunk, how do you know what you're going to do? How much of it is just reactive? How much thought goes into it? Because obviously you had some moments tonight.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm going up for a dunk, that's how I get my energy, like for a game. So like in my head, I'm like, if I get this one, then I know like the next couple shots will be a lot easier, and then defense will just come easier after that too.
Kario, it looks like you have some flair with the color in your hair and the dunks that you have as well. I wanted to ask you about that, and is that part of kind of your personality? And did the official talk to you about something before the half? I saw him talking
about the hair. Like I don't know, it was something I wanted to try just because like my hair, like all my life, it's just been like one color. So I was like, I'll try it out. And the official was telling me like, I guess after I had dunked on him or whatever, he was telling me not to like. He's like, I can scream and do everything, but he was telling me not to like look at him on the ground and stuff like that. So, okay. I was like, I didn't even know I had looked at him at first. So I didn't even know. So
thanks.
Okay, next we're gonna go to Jed Meg and then Chip Towers.
Yeah, Kario, I think in the first half you had twice as many shots as anybody else on the team. I think you ended up leading the team in shot attempts for the game. Just did you feel more comfortable in the offense tonight and kind of getting in the flow of things as the offense went?
Yeah, because like our last game versus Cincinnati, it wasn't like one of my best games. It was probably one of my worst games of my life. But I came in and Coach Fish was just telling me like I'm gonna be a good player. Coach Crean was telling me I'm gonna be a good player. I just had to get comfortable in playing and just let the game come to me. So like, tonight I went out and I was like, all right, this is a good shot and this is a good cut to the basket. That's all we preach is cuts and moving around. So.
Chip, are you still on here? Okay, it looks like Chip is left. So we're gonna go to Lance Mccurley and then Jack Matheson.
I'll kind of piggyback off of Mike's question. Have you ever heard of Travis Leslie or ever seen his tape? Because kind of some of those dunks, he played Georgia in the early mid 2010s. Do you compare yourself to some, players in the NBA with your dunks? And have you seen Leslie's kind of highlight reel?
I never seen his highlight, but I have to go check it out. I would say like, I don't like try to compare myself to people, but like I watch like a lot of basketball and then I seen a lot of stuff growing up. And I remember like when I was little and I was like, I always want to dunk. So it was like when I learned how to do it, it was just like I'm just watching everybody else do it.
Hey, Kario. So tonight you finished with 4 steals and you were second on the team in plus minus. How do you think that your defensive performance has improved so far in the first 3 regular season games?
I think soon as I've been here, like they wanted me to be a defensive stopper, and like throughout my life, I never been like person who was like, all right, I'm gonna be like guard the fast player on their team or anything like that. So like the coaching staff just preached to me like I can be like the best defensive player in the country. It can be the best two-way player in the conference. So I just go out there with a different mindset to play defense harder every night.
Okay, next we're gonna go to Drew Beale and then Cole Acock.
Hey, Kario. Tonight was kind of a breakout game for you individually on both the offensive and defensive end, and you had some big energy plays with the poster and the windmill. How did it feel to show out in front of the home crowd as you're still kind of trying to make an impression on Georgia fans in only your second home game?
It definitely feels good. Whenever you have like a good game, you have highlight plays. It's definitely the best feeling like you can have, like coming out and getting points fall, getting the shots falling, and getting in the scoring column a little more. It definitely feels good.
Yeah, Kario, when you have an opportunity on those breakaway dunks, how much of it are you looking to put on a show for not only the fans, but also get the energy going for your teammates on the bench?
Actually, I love putting on the show for the fans. That's like one of my top goals. And I feel like the more and more I can do that, the more and more fans we can get in the building. And for my teammates, I feel like we get good bench energy, and it pumps up the whole team to play harder on defense. So,
Okay, thanks, Kario. Congrats on the win.
all right, thank you.
Up next, we'll have Coach Crean. I'll let y'all know when we're about to get started with that. Okay, we're going to get started with Coach Crean. We're going to go right ahead into questions. First, we're going to go to Mike Griffith, and then we're going to go to Mark Weiser.
Yeah, Coach. I guess you knew that Kario could do that. Just in terms of seeing him put it together this early, how important was it for him to have a game like this to build on? I think you're on mute, Coach.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. There it is. I'm sorry. In response to Kario, there's no question that he's got a lot of tools and a lot of talent in there. And I think he was highly disappointed from the way he played on Saturday night. And I think what he did tonight is he came out with an aggressive defensive mindset. He had 11 deflections. He came out with an attack mindset. I give his coaches back home credit as well, because I know they talked to him, and we're not trying to overcoach him, but we are trying to get him to understand what he's capable of when it comes to attacking the rim, attacking the glass, and being an attack guy defensively, and really being active with his hands and doing all those types of things. So he works extremely hard. We forget that he's a freshman. Even though he's 21, he's a freshman, and it takes time. And to see him break out tonight like that, to see Aaron play the way he did, to see Braylon continue to play the way he did, those are the kind of things. Jabri is going to have it. Noah shot the ball well. When you're a new program like this, or new players in the program like this, it takes time to get it to come together. But every time it does, you should be able to build on your confidence with it and hopefully make it a continuation.
Tom, you've seen a lot of basketball. Do you still get excited when you see a player make the kind of highlight plays he makes, or is it just move on and play defense?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not as much. I'm not as much with that. I just look at the game differently. I was very impressed with the steal. How active his hands were. Certainly the plays are good. I've coached a lot of guys that can do that, but how they get to it is what separates them. Do they get it off offensive boards? Do they get it off steals? Do they get it off picking somebody's pocket? Do they get it on reading the defense and making a cut? Those are the kind of things. And so me, it's much more about the coaching and how do we help them do it even more than it is the actual result. So it is cool.
Okay, next we're going to go to Jed May and then Chip Towers.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Aaron said when you were recruiting him, you wanted him to, he said that you told him, you wanted him to come in, be that guy, lead the offense, all that kind of stuff. When he has a night like tonight, 22 points and 8 assists or whatever it was, just how are you seeing him grow into that role of leading the offense and sort of, taking the reins of this team so far?
Well, first off, he's a tremendous defensive player. And I said this on the radio earlier, but after our walkthrough, I try not to use the entire time. So I think we were down about 315 or 320. And Mark Sloniker had one of his grad classes in the building, and they were up in the stand. So I went up to talk to them, and I think our walkthrough's over. Guys are going up to eat, and I hear commotion. So I'm thinking maybe the managers are playing. I turn around, I see our team on the floor. I'm thinking, wait a minute, we can't be playing pickup. Aaron was taking the team through transition defense. And trust me, that's not normal, and that has not happened here where it wasn't coach driven in my 4 years. So he was literally taking the team through what we had to get done in transition, the rotations of it, and he was doing it on his own. And that's the kind of leadership we need. They didn't go up to eat until he was done, and that's what you need. And the game that he had, when you do things like that, the fact that he scored 1,000 or he scored his 1,000th point tonight, those are really, really good things. And I think he's going to get better and better. He's improving. He's made so many strides since he's been here, and he made a lot of strides in games since the Charlotte exhibition we had 3+ weeks ago.
Coach, did you see some things tonight, some improvements from the first couple of ball games that you were hoping to see heading into Friday night's game, which obviously has a lot of tension?
Well, we're behind in certain areas, and we're behind in zone offense. We're behind in getting guys to understand we attack pressure. We don't just break the pressure. And they did a good job of slowing us down and then getting into that zone. And we'll get better and better, not only because we can shoot, but because we have guys that can seal and we have some guys that can pass. So You see what you have to continue to work on. You see where the movement is. You see where they're making progress on the defensive end. We've got to get better at guarding the dribble. That's a constant challenge, probably for most programs, but it's definitely a challenge for ours. We've got to continue to understand how to get matched up and talk and transition. And we've got to continue to understand how many good things happen when we get 3, 4, 5, 6 passes and the ball gets reversed 3 times.
Okay, next we're going to go to Lance McCurley and then Drew Beale.
I guess just kind of talk about this hot start tonight and how did that help y'all kind of, run in transition and kind of run away with this game, especially in the second half when it got close. I think it got down to like 7 points.
Well, I think we kept guarding, and when we weren't scoring, we didn't come back down on the defensive end and hang our head. And that's the sign of maturity that you have to have. It didn't mean we were playing great. We definitely gave up some plays off the dribble and some threes, but they're a very, very fast team. I told our team that we'll play some fast teams this year. There's no doubt about that. But to this point, that was the fastest team we were going to play because they just attack and transition, get out and play, and numerous guys can score. They were scoring 16 points a game in the fast break, and they were getting 16 points off their free throws. So the fact that we were able to cut the free throws down considerably and cut their break points down, those were big, big parts of the game within the game, for us and the way we're trying to chart it as we go through it. But we just needed to keep coming. And there's no question I played guys too many minutes without breaks early on. I rolled the dice on that, and we were able to be fortunate with it. I would have liked to sub more, but we had it going, and I didn't want to mess with the momentum of the game. But at some point in time, it's going to come back and get you a little bit with the fatigue. And so we were able to get that second wind and keep it going and stay on the attack.
Hey, Coach. The team did a great job defensively tonight, recording 13 steals, many of which obviously led to some easy fast break dunks and layups, which is always a good thing. Was applying ball pressure early in possessions aggressively up near half court something you emphasized specifically coming into the game tonight?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We wanted to bring pressure to them. We've had different games where some people really want that pressure, like the Cincinnati guards want you to get up and get on them so they can attack and play. So that wasn't our game plan. But tonight, that was our game plan. A freshman guard who's going to be a really good player, but get up at him. Aaron is a tremendous defensive player, and Kario is going to be, and Christian Wright is way ahead of the game than most freshmen when it comes to defensively in the backcourt. Noah, Jabri, those guys have got to continue to get better. Cam McDowell is going to be a very good defender. It was just one of those nights tonight that it was never safe enough for me to do a lot of subbing. And I played guys, like I said, a lot of minutes early on, but it's because that pressure was so good and we were on the attack.
Okay, next we're going to go to Jared Smith and then Cole Acock.
Hey, Coach. While it might not have showed up on the stat sheet, Aaron was constantly attacked in the lane when shots went up tonight. Could you speak on kind of how important that is coming from the guard position?
With his driving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very much so. He's a power player. And he really is. I mean, he can get in the lane. He's getting better at finding people. I mean, another good night of assists after having 10 the other night. And no question, I played him too many minutes. I've said that about 5 times now. I'd like to get him more rest, but he's so good defensively and he stays on the attack. And then when he's making threes like that, which he's fully capable of, that changes the game. I thought the way he drew the fouls, was very veteran savvy. So we love Aaron. I mean, we love him. And that's why he was such an important get for us. And we've never looked back. I mean, we love what he brings leadership wise, maturity wise. He's about the team. And he's a guy that wants to learn and grow. So I love having him.
Yeah, Coach, following the Cincinnati game, you talked about how you want to place an emphasis on all 5 guys being engaged once the ball goes up. How do you think you did in that aspect tonight and how you improve on that going forward?
Well, I'll have to watch the film. I mean, we want to have 5 guys in the paint. We want to block out, be aggressive there, especially on the weak side boards, and have the guards end up getting more rebounds that way. So, but again, then it's got to be guys like Jabri, Kario, Christian, Aaron, those guys. It's got to be huge defensive rebounders for us. And I'll look at the film, but that's a room we can always improve upon, or that's an area we can always improve upon, and we're going to have to.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.